take our position in the paddock in the qualifying positions we were in. It was a very, very large field. I think I qualified 34th, and we move out of the paddock in single file and then are separated into left and right according to our qualification numbers. The base car is already on the track, and we all take our positions in the qualification position, left and right, in a column of twos, and behind the pace car, and make a full pass around the track at the pace car speed. Okay, I'm pulling out now, and you can see we pull out actually onto turn 2 of the curve, the high bank curve of the track, and are ready then to take our qualification position. I'll be on the right, and you have to keep track of that because it's very dynamic. People are scrubbing in tires and warming up tires, and the positions kind of move around, so you've got to keep track of where you are. We're going to stay below that white line all the way around. Once again, the pace car is setting the pace out in front of everybody. They go through the high bank turn. There's a short straight about a quarter of a mile. We can go out onto the bank after we cross the dotted line. We brake hard for a left turn that is followed immediately by a right turn, and at speed that becomes very dynamic. A short straight and a small sweeper that actually changes radius. It's a very tricky turn at speed, not so at this speed, but certainly later at the speed that you'll see. As you can see, the car ahead of me is moving back and forth to heat up his tires. I don't generally do that much because I don't seem to need to have to do it. This is a tricky turn. It's kind of a chicane, and it's rough. If you're in the wrong place, it can almost jar the car out of your hands. This is a sweeper turn that puts you parallel to the banked oval and leads you to another chicane that's marked with a barrel that you've got to avoid, and then down a back straight leading to turn 9, I believe. Now we're beginning to get into position because by the time we get to the start of the oval, we must be in position, and the pace car leaves the track, and now the leading car sets the pace that's generally around 40 miles an hour, and we're all waiting for the green flag to drop at the start of the race, and it's bedlam, mass chaos, and with such a big field, and I'm in the middle of it, I have more power than the cars around me. But if you have a blockade in front of you, more power is more a liability than an asset. Okay, the green flag is dropped. I'm passing cars, but there certainly is a limitation on what channel I have to pass those cars. We're at turn 2 now on the track, and going about in this first pass, probably about 110 miles an hour here. We will accelerate further to about 120 and then begin to brake for the hard left turn down to 30 miles an hour or less for the hard left turn here at turn 3 and the hard right turn at turn 4. Accelerate into third gear at in turn 5, which is the sweeper. Get a little bit tricky, and lots of times the cars spin out on this turn. At the early time of the race, it seems everybody is quite coherent. I'm going to move in on the inside because I have the power to pass and hit the chicane in a good position turn in slightly so that I'm not passed on the inside, accelerate hard out of this turn, and head for the chicane with the barrel, then a long straight where I generally can make up speed and position and brake as late as possible for the right turn that occurs here. This lighter Porsche Boxster with high horsepower has an advantage of me about over 1,000 pounds, so he will be able to turn better than me, but I generally cannot accelerate him. When we get on to the high bank oval, which we're just about to do now, this is turn 1 here, and I'm accelerating 3rd gear, 4th gear, 5th gear, and back to 4th gear. Actually back to 4th gear because it puts me in a higher power range of the engine. I keep the throttle down, never back off at all, and exit that turn at about 145 miles an hour. Now it's a short straight once again, brake down to 30 miles an hour, make the left turn hard at 3, the right turn hard at 4, and there's that Boxster again because he was able to outbrake me with his lighter capacity and bigger brakes. The sweeper at I can't remember the name of the number, but you're getting the idea that this is a 20-turn circuit with lots of lefts and rights, no change of elevation, but lots of braking, lots of accelerating, and lots of position. At the end, I have to brake down to 30 miles an hour, and that's tricky, certainly. I had a guy that was very frustrated with me, was catching me on every turn, but could not catch me on the straights. And one time, he just kept going at the end of the straight and went right off the course, went by me at 50 miles an hour when I was braking down to 30 miles an hour. I never saw him again. So, just savor for a bit. Where we are, let's see. We are in the barrel turn. The barrel turn is turn 10. So now we're heading for turn 12 and 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 1 again onto the high banked oval. The first time I was there, we had events that included not racing, but what they called time trialing, and the cars were not required to have full race equipment, and 6 cars lost control and crashed into the wall. That was pretty impressive. Nobody got hurt, but boy, there was certainly an awful lot of very, very expensive damage.